So I have no idea how much time I have, but I am open for questions if there's time. Is there? Yep. All right, there's time for questions. Come on up and ask me something.
Okay, question for you.
All right, where are you? I can't see you.
Middle mic.
Oh, there you are, okay.
One of the security suggestions that's often given is to turn off JavaScript in the browser or use something like NoScript. And what you're suggesting requires JavaScript be on, or you get a blank page. Could you sort of comment on the difference between the two?
We're lying to ourselves. We do that a lot. If you want to browse the web, you're using JavaScript. If the approach is, well, when you get to a site that isn't working by JavaScript, you have to click OK to the pop-up. Let me ask you something. Why is it a problem when Vista gives you a pop-up and not a problem when your browser gives you a pop-up? We need to secure the web when JavaScript is active because you know what? Users are browsing the web with JavaScript active. It's not a maybe, it's not a kinda, it's just the way it is.
Sure, I know it needs to be that way, but
yes.
You're kind of in a catch-22 situation where if the website that you're browsing has been secured in the way you're describing, turning JavaScript on is a good idea. If it hasn't, then turning JavaScript off is a good idea, and getting from one to the other is a problem.
So here's a funny thing, and actually CP from 949 pointed this out as well. You may have someone come to your site with JavaScript disabled, and then, oh my God, the site doesn't work. Well, it turns out you can actually, once JavaScript is disabled, it is actually safe to hand them all the stuff that would normally be cross-site scriptable, because JavaScript is disabled. So you can very easily dynamically detect, oh, I'm talking to someone who has JS disabled. Let's give them the other version of this page. And you don't need to be as worried about filtering because the user has taken the I'll filter this for you approach. Kind of neat. Next question.
Hi. So the strategy you're suggesting, I guess, has very obvious performance implications on the JavaScript side. Mm-hmm. Like eval undoes all the VM sort of optimizations. And I guess the second part of that is...
oh, wait, well, hang on. There's only eval on the database side. There's no eval in the JavaScript side. What happens is the back end, it might be evaling, but the front end is only seeing I got a span, and now I got to decode the span, and the decode finds through a constant time lookup, and then that has actually been optimized by the browser developers.
But wait a second. If it were done by